Hey everybody, welcome. Patty Ann here. Hang on, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. I hope you have something to drink also. Listen, this is a little bit different live today. I'm watching it with you. This is pre-recorded right here, so we can all watch together and I can be in on the chat. So many times y'all are chatting and I don't get to see what you're saying, and I like to be part of the group too. By the way, if you see the shirt I'm wearing, I hope you saw me do this video. It was a beginner video on using HTV on a shirt. I think it turned out really super cute. I'll have it linked up above if you haven't seen it yet when this is done. So let's join me to my computer screen, because what I'm going to show you today is how to make a whole page full of Easter stickers with really super little offsets on them that you can print for your kids to play with, or if they're off of school, we got to be finding stuff for these kids to do. So anyway, I'm going to make Easter stickers. You can make any kind of stickers you want to. Maybe you're trying to help your kids learn their colors. Maybe you're trying to help them learn to count, whatever. So, and you know what? Disney, we could make these really, really easy. Maybe I'll show you one of those as well. So follow me again to my screen. Let's get started. Okay, as you can see, I'm working in Silhouette Studio. I use this for my Cricut machine or my Cameo machine. And I've already grabbed these three little chicks because I thought they were really cute. And I'm going to show you the website where I got these, because there's tons of free things there. And I think you'll really like it. But you see there's this big old box around here, right? And actually, I can help you to see what's going on easier if I change the color of my mat. And the way we do that in in Silhouette, is by coming up here in the page setup panel, right here, and I'm going to change the color of it. I guess I'll make it a purple color since that's sort of Eastery. And I'm going to say show grid. Now notice the grid is very wide spaced apart. If I want my whole thing to show up as purple, all I have to do is change the spacing of my grid, making it larger or smaller. And I want to make it smaller so I can see just what I have going on here. So that's perfect. Now you can see that there's definitely a box behind these three little chicks, and I don't really want it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace these guys. Come over here to the trace tool that looks like toast. Toast and trace, to me, seem alike. Both start with a T, so that helps me remember. Open the trace panel and say select trace area. I'm just going to draw a box around these guys. And notice that the yellow part is the part that's traced. I need to up the threshold right here because I want all of them to be traced. So I'm going to keep going until they're all traced. There we go. That looks good like that. So what I'm going to do now, normally if I'm going to change this to an SVG that I want to color myself, I would just click on trace. But since these are going to be stickers and I want them colored just as they are, I'm going to say trace and detach. There we go. I can move the box out of the way, and now I have the little chicks. Look at this. Perfect. Let me move them off because I do see a few white spaces that were left here. So I'm going to go ahead with this arrow selection tool right here and just kind of drag it across while holding down my mouse on that purple piece. And you can see all these little pieces that were left. I'm just going to hit delete on my keyboard and they're gone. And I'm going to delete this because I don't need it anymore either. So these are the guys that I want. But as I said, I want to add an offset to them so that when my machine cuts them, whether it be my Cameo or my Cricut, it's going to have a nice little professional looking white offset around each sticker. It's not going to cut. Let me show you. My machine's not going to have to go like this and cut each one of these little jagged lines when I offset it. Watch. I'll offset this one first since he's separate. So I click on him, and then I come over here to the offset panel that looks like a star with an offset around it. And if you hover over it, it says offset panel. Click on that and just click on the word offset. And it may be a little hard for you to see because of my dark purple background that there's a little red line all the way around him, and that's the offset. So while that offset is selected, and I can leave it this size if I want to, and I'm just going to leave everything at the default for today. I could, if I wanted to, change the distance of the offset right here. but I'm going to leave it as the default for today. Come up here to where it shows that the offset is transparent because of the checkerboard look. Click on that, change my offset to white. Okay, but I'm going to do one more thing. This is the line color, and I'm going to change that to white as well. And then while these two things are grouped or selected, I'll make sure they're both selected together. I'm going to just say group. And there we go, one little guy. I'm going to look and see what size he is. Well, he's about 2 inches. Maybe I'll make him a little bit smaller. I can look up here. I can lock the lock, and maybe I want him to be 1.5, 1.5 inches tall. Like that. There he is. All right, we'll do the same thing to these two little guys. Going to come over to the offset panel, which is the star. Open it. Say offset. Again, it's put these little red lines around here. I'm going to come up to this panel, or not panel, but the little color swatch up here that has the little hashtags or whatever, and that shows that it's transparent, but I don't want it to be transparent. I want my offset to be white. Perfect, just like that. As I said, I could have made my offset smaller if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave everything at the default. So what I think I'll do is I will lock the lock. It's already locked. I'm going to make them 1.5 inches tall either, so they'll kind of match the other guy. Oopsie daisy. Let me undo that. First thing I need to do is I need to make sure both of these things are grabbed, because all it did was it had the offset selected. And I might as well just go ahead and group these now. And now I'll click on it and make them 1.5 and hit enter. But you know what? I've done one more thing wrong. This is an excellent teaching session, I guess. I forgot to lock the lock. You see this lock right here? So when I made this 1.5, it did not proportionately resize them. It just made them squatty. And I don't want them squatty. So I'm going to undo that one more time. This time I'm going to lock the lock and change their height to 1.5. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have 2 stickers already made. Now I'm going to show you that website that I talked about. So join me at this website now. Okay, here's where I got the chicks. Aren't they cute? So the name of the website is publicdomainpictures.net. And all I did for finding the chick was to type in the word chick up here, and I found those. But there are plenty others that are available as well. So let me search and let me show you. So this is how this site works. Notice up here there are a few that say add. That must mean some that you have to pay for. I don't know. I hadn't clicked on those. Wasn't even curious to click on them enough. Here's the ones that I grabbed right over here. You can see there's all kind of images here that are super cute. However, if you scroll down too far, you end up here where it says professional stock photos from $1. So that means if you select photos from down here or clip art, you'll have to pay for them. However, these ones up here are free. So there are plenty of cute ones up here that you can get. Here's a whole little series of them. Look at this little guy. I thought this guy was super cute, or this one. So let's let me try something else. Oh, that's super cute, isn't it? Maybe I'll do that one right quick. So it comes in really huge like this. All you need to do when you're working with these things, and as I say, look at free download. If you want a bigger one, a larger image, it's not free. It's a premium download. But this is a free download. And so down here, these look like these are probably pay ones also, professional ones. But I'm going to right click on this one, save the copy image. That's all we have to do if you're working in Silhouette Studio. And I think any edition, let me see for sure. Let me go to view and, help. And I'm going to view in the standard edition, which means that's the free version. If you have a Cameo, you can use the free version of this software. But let's see, can I right click and say paste? Yeah, all right. Comes in way too big, so I need to scroll out. And I'll go ahead and make this a lot smaller. Uh-oh, I must have two things selected. There I did. I had these little guys selected and I didn't want to. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to do on these guys was to go ahead. You see that red line that's around them? That's the line. I do like to change that to white. And that's only really important if you're using this for Cricut, to change it to white. Okay, so here's this one. And right now the size of this is a little over 1.5 high by 2 and something or other wide. This would be a perfect image to use in a planner. Now, if I wanted to put a nice little offset around this again, so that rather than my machine just cutting the rectangle right smack dab up to this, all I have to do is come over here to where the star is that says offset panel, say offset, and this time maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller than that. Right now, notice too, let me make it white so you can see first. You can see that these are rounded corners, and maybe you like them rounded. If you wanted them to be squared off, you could click the squared part. But I think for my stickers, I like them rounded. And I think I'll make it smaller so it's not so obvious on my sticker. Okay. And again, what I would do is go ahead and change that offset line color to white. And again, that's important for Cricut. And then I would just grab both pieces, the offset and the image, right click and say group. So there we have another sticker ready. Let's go back to that website again. See what else we can find here. All right, maybe that's cute. You can look all, oh, look at that. That's cute. But I don't know if I'd want that gray thing around there, but maybe. Oh, look at that. Lots of cute stuff, but let me try something else. Let's try bunny. See what we get for bunny. Oh, look at this. This is cute. Happy Easter. Let's check on that one. All right, that's super cute. Like, you can freely download it if you want to and use it on your computer, or you can right click on it and say copy image, and then come over to silhouette again and right click and paste. Okay, once again, this thing came in huge, so I need to scroll back and just move him over. And the first thing I might want to do is just go ahead and add or trace him, because I don't want that white box behind him. I could just leave the white box behind him if I wanted to, but let's pretend we don't want it there, and so we're going to trace it by coming to the toast or the trace panel. Click on that. Select the trace area, trace around this. Notice not much has been traced, so I need to up the threshold quite a bit. There we go. And now I'm going to say trace and detach. And here's what we have. Now you can barely see it, but there's a bunch of stuff left here that we need to delete. And I am going to grab and make sure there's no other little pieces, which I don't see anything being selected, so there must not be. Now we have him. But again, I want to make a super cute offset around him. So I'm going to resize him probably to be about maybe 4 inches. I don't know. You know, this is up to you. I'll just make him that size like that. And then with him selected, all I have to do is come over here to the offset panel and say offset. And I'll change it to white so that we can see it. And I'll go ahead and change the line color of the offset right now too, to white. And I kind of like that. That looks really sweet like that. So I'm just going to grab both pieces and say group. If I wanted him to be a little smaller now, I could make him a little smaller. Just like that. All right, let's go back and see what else we can find. Back over here. I'll hit the back arrow. Here we are in the bunny area. Oh, look, there's one they colored differently. That's cute. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look at these cute guys. Now remember, if we get down here, it says professional stock photos. So you have to pay for these. But up here, these are free. So what else might we like to get? I really think I like, Now remember, these are really, really detailed, but we don't have to worry about that because these are print then cut. So I can actually take this picture of this little bunny right here and use him because this is going to be a print then cut. So I think I will go ahead and do that. Let's see, which one do I like? That one's cute. Oh, there's more pages. Okay. I didn't realize that because this is the first time I've been playing with this. So there are a ton more pages. Look at this one. So there probably were a bunch more with chicks too. Look at that one in the greens. I love that. Oh, and look at this one with the little pinstripe behind it. Now let's go on to one more. See what we see. Again, I don't want to go below here because I don't want to be paying for them. What is that guy? That's unusual, isn't it? Not sure if I love him. Let me go back. Let's see what else. Look, all these little pieces we could get. Oh, that's an ad. We don't want that. Let's go on one more. Oh, there's a bunch of little cute ones. That's an ad. Darn it, I keep looking at the ads. All right, let's look. This is cute for background paper. That's interesting. It's very colorful. Oh, there's another one that's very colorful. And another one. Must be sometimes when they get one they like, they just recolor it. Okay, let's go again. I just saw one I really like. Let me go back. This one's really pretty. I love those colors. I'm doing this one. I love it. So I'm going to right click, copy image, and we're going to see what's going to happen because this one's got some background and stuff, so I'm not sure. I like that. I'll just do it over here. Right click and paste. Okay, that's really sweet. Now, of course, I could just have this whole thing be the sticker. I do, but I can go like this to get rid of a little bit of that. So I don't know if you saw what I did. Let me undo that. Right now, notice there's a little bit of redness that's showing here that I don't think should be there. So if I double click on this, I get these little boxes around all four sides. I can gently move those in to get rid of that little spot I didn't want. I got to be careful not to cut off his nose. And this one, if I thought I was missing a little part, which no, see, look. No, that's good, just like that. Okay, and I can move this up a little bit. Like that, maybe. All right, I'm going to see what's going to happen if I go ahead and trace him. I really think he's cute, and I just might leave him just like this because I really like it a lot. So let me see. I'm going to go ahead and trace it. Not offset. I'm going to trace it first. Select the trace area. Let's just see what happens if I just try to trace the bunny. Looks like I'm going to pretty much get everything, but you know what? I can fix that. Watch this, y'all. Hey, y'all, watch this. I'm going to go trace and detach. And it's taken a while because it is a pretty complex image. Let's see what we end up with. If I get rid of this. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll delete this. Oops. I need to just click on that delete. And I'm going to delete some of these things. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to delete that. And oopsie, not all that. Delete this. And this. So you just have to kind of carefully go in here to delete some of these things that you didn't really want in your image. So I could delete these. And I could delete these by double clicking on them, which brings up the nodes. And let me scroll in so you can see better. And when I click on one of these nodes, double click on it, it turns white. You see that? And that means it's the active node, so that means I can act upon it, so that means I can delete it. That's the action I'm deleting. So as I deleted that one, notice that the node, the white node, changed to the next one. So I'll delete that one, and that one, that one. I'm just going to keep deleting until those are all gone. And I think I'll just delete this whole thing. And let's see. I do have an eraser. Does the eraser work well for this? I think so. So I like to stop my eraser every so often. So if I mess up and I need to hit the undo button, I don't undo all the way back to the beginning. And what I mean by stop it is I let go of my mouse. I'm holding down my mouse while I'm doing all this, and then I'll let up of my mouse so that I do not accidentally go back too far. So I'm just doing this a little bit at a time, and then I let go of my mouse, because then if I undo, I just undo the last action that I performed. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I want to just get rid of this stuff over here, I think. And I could make my size of my eraser bigger by going up here, but I'm happy with the way it looks right now, or the size that it is. Again, I erase, I let go of my mouse. I erase, I let go of my mouse. And there's another way I could have done this. I could have used the knife tool, but I just decided to use the eraser this time. So let's see. I think that looks pretty good. This is weird up here, isn't it? But you know what? Let's just check it out and see what happens. So I'm going to scroll out. And I'm going to go ahead and add an offset and see what that ends up looking like. So I've got to select my bunny. And look, there's a little piece over here that I want to get rid of. I don't know what that is. Okay, oh, and look, there's all that junk that was in his ear. I might as well get rid of all that too. What the heck? I don't know how this is going to turn out, because this is a little bit odd right here. But let's just give it a whirl. Click on this. Go to the offset. Click on offset. That's weird. Look at all that junk in there. That looks really weird. So I'm going to make my offset bigger. Or on second thought, what I think I'll do is I'll just undo that offset. All right, so we're back to this. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take my knife tool, and I'm going to come up here, and rather than have it straight, I'm going to have it a polygon. And I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, and I'm not going to have auto apply. I'm going to uncheck that. So I'm going to come up here and just go like this. And I should have probably been a little closer to that part. So I'm just going to cut off some of this stuff to see if that will make it look better. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to apply it. So now I should be able to just delete this stuff. Delete, delete, delete. Actually, it'd be easier if I move him and delete this. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm not crazy about how I did this right here, though. So I think I'll get the eraser again and just erase this. And maybe make it a little bit more rounded. There we go. And I can round this out a little bit, too. And maybe get rid of part of this. Okay. So he looks a little bit weird because he doesn't have all his bunny ears, but that's okay. This is just us playing around, just seeing what we get. So let's try this again now, and click on him to select him, and try and offset again and see what we get. Okay, that's much, much, much better. However, there are a few things I want to get rid of, and I'll show you what. So I'm going to move him off of my offset. See this right here? I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need it. So I'm just going to hit delete on my keyboard once I make it the active node and delete everything. And this node right here, oh, I do need that. But this thing right here, I don't really need it to go in like that. So I'm going to click on this node right here, the point, make it active, and delete it. And delete that. So now it's just straight across instead of my machine having to go up in that little bit. Okay, I saw some little pieces here that I decided to delete. And now I can move him right back up in here. And I should be able to, if everything's correct and I don't have any little straggly pieces laying around, I should be able to come up here and center him. Whoops, not that one. Undo. I should be able to come up here when I have both of these selected. Oh, so now here's the difference, you guys. Since I'm no longer in the business edition, the center is not available to me. So let me see. I'm going to go to Help and View In, and I'm going to see if I can do it in Designer Edition Plus. Just curious. Yes, in Designer Edition Plus now I am given this extra option. In the basic edition, all I was able to do was center it to the page. In Designer Edition, and let's see if it's in plain Designer Edition. Let's see, View In, Designer Edition. Okay, in Designer Edition as well, we can center it to the page or center those two items. Centered perfectly. I do want to change the color of my offset to white, and I do want to change the line color of my offset to white, and I do want to grab both of those things and say group. Okay, this is going to be a kind of a strange looking little sticker, but I think it's kind of pretty too. So I'm going to make it tiny, like 3 inches tall. That's still pretty big, isn't it? Let's bring him down here and see how he's going to look. Let's scroll in. And let's center. Let's do this one right here. Fit to window. There we go. Okay, he's really kind of pretty though, isn't he? Really is. So I'll have these and this. Now if I wanted to make more of these, I could. I can just click on this, hold down my Alt key and drag another one. And if I wanted to, I could do the same thing with him, hold down my Alt key and drag another, or right click and say duplicate. My chick's the same thing, and this the same thing. Okay. All right, let's see, what have we got? Now, let's go back to that website one more time and get another one. And aren't these cute over here? But I bet these aren't free. Professional stock. But you know what? We could go to regular clip art, but let's just look. Categories. Holidays. Let's go to Easter. How do we get to Easter? Okay, that's not what we want. So I'm going to say Easter. Oops, not Easter. E-A-S-T-E-R. Okay. Okay, so here's some Happy Easter ones. I love that one. That's so cute. All right, but now we're down here where you have to pay. But look, there are more pages here too. Okay, I saw something really cute on the page I just passed. So let me go back there. Oh, look at that's pretty. Ooh, la la, I like that. So I'm going to right click on this one and copy image. Right click and paste. And that one's turned as a, whoopsie, come in as a black image because it was a PNG. And in the newest version that's going to be coming out of Silhouette, it's going to go ahead and trace this automatically for you where you're not going to have to do anything to a PNG. It's going to be perfect. I have the beta, but not on this machine. So I would just trace this one again. And notice that that's not working very well. So what we could do is this. We could try to back off the threshold, but that's not going to work very well. Let me show you what you would do in this case. If you have this black background, one of the things that you can do is this. Go to this little thing that looks like a moon. It's the Image Effects panel. Click on that. Go up here to the little one that looks like a moon, and it says Invert. Let's click on that. Now we want to click on this to have it highlighted. We're going to invert the colors of this like that. And what that's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to trace this image perfectly. So I'm just going to go to Trace, select the trace area. It's going to allow me to trace the egg. I'm going to say trace and detach. Move this guy over. Get rid of this piece that I no longer, well, let me move this way over and get rid of all these little pieces that I don't need. Delete. Okay, bring this back over here. Don't know what that little black spot is there. Let me go back. See what happened there. Oh, because there's a little white spot there. I see. Let's see. Well, let me go ahead and do that again. Whoopsie, not that. Over here. Well, we're just going to work with this for right now. So we're going to invert this. Dang, I hate that little black spot. Hang on just a second. Because we're going to change it back. When I have this selected, we're going to change it back to its regular color. So let's make this a lot smaller. And let's bring it over here. And let's make it have an offset. And that's too big for how small the little item is. So I'm going to make that offset much smaller. Okay. And I'll make it white. And I will make the line color of it white as well. And maybe you don't really want it white like that, but you can make it whatever color you'd like. Oh, before I move it though, whoopsie, Control Z, see, I need to group it. All right, but as I said, I had seen one more I wanted to show you over here. So let's go back, let's see if I still see it. It was on the next one back, I think. Yeah, this one. I thought this would be super cute. Oh, it's an ad. Dang it. But you know what? I'll show you this one. We'll do this. Or this. Which one you like better? I'll do this one. Copy. I'll paste it over here. Paste. And we'll make it smaller. And I'm just going to leave this one a rectangle because I'm going to write somebody's name in here. I'm going to write in Holly. And I can change it to any font I want. And I can change it to any size. Whoops. Size I like. And if I want to, well, I can right click on this and weld it. And then if I want to, and because I don't think it stands up enough, I can add an offset to this name by simply coming over here and saying offset. And I could change it to white, maybe a little smaller. Unless I like it that size. All right, so I'll just change it to white. And there we go. Group all this together. And make this a sticker with Holly's name on it. Oh, but if I want to, I can still add the offset to the sticker. So I would just come over to the offset panel again, offset. And again, when I make stickers, I like the rounded edge of the corner, but you can make it squared by just toggling back and forth here, rounded. And I'll make it white. Could make it any color I want, you know. Whoopsie, undo. I gotta just select the offset. There we go. Make it white. I could make it any color. I could make it yellow. You know, you can make it any color you want to. You could come over here to the pattern fill, get a pattern, and, you know, give it a pattern fill. Whatever you like. And again, with the pattern fill, of course, as you know, you can go to the advanced options and change how big or small the pattern is. Right? So it's really kind of pretty like that. I could leave it like that if I wanted to. And say group. And there's my other sticker. Okay, so I think you get the idea for this. So if I was using this in my Cameo machine, what I would have to do is come back over here to the page setup. And since my paper, my sticker paper is, that's the media size, is 8.5 by 11, I would click on that because that's how much space I have to use. But not only that, I need to put on my registration marks. So I come here, click on that, and right now they're off. I put them on. So those registration marks show me where I can place my images. Can't go outside of that red line because that's where the cut line is. So I can put as many of these as I can fit on here. And I could just rearrange these however I want to. One of the things you can do if you like to in this program is just to come over here to this arrow. Oh, it's not going to show up in this version. Well, yeah, there's the nesting panel. I don't have as many on the business edition. I have to go to this flyout menu back here. But since there aren't quite as many buttons or options over here, here's the nesting panel. And I'm going to use the cut area and use only the pieces on the media, and I'm going to say nest. So what that does is it puts them on here in a really good way, as best as they can be, where they're not touching each other, but yet they'll work. So what I could do now if I wanted to is just actually, go ahead and grab another one of these and add it. And let's say if we came over here to this panel, and what if we went to the hue? There we go. So we can automatically just change the colors of all of these stickers here too. If I wanted a couple of purple ones, maybe I want another one of these to be a different color here. So let's see, change it. So what I did was came to this paint palette and it says hue, and I'm changing it like this. Oh, that's a pretty color. I saw. That's pretty. So let's see. Guess I could do another one of these and make it some other color. There we go. All right, let's see. I'm going to add another one of these and another one of these little chicks. And I'm going to tell my machine again to nest everything to see what's going to fit on here when it nests it automatically. And so for my padding, I have one. I might want a little, whoa, not that much. I might want a padding of 2. Nest. Nest. Okay, so it's trying to show me that these things are going to fit, but guess what? They're not. So I need to get rid of this thing because that's not going to fit there. Otherwise, it looks like everything else is going to fit. So that's it. So I'll just get, well, I could probably fit him somewhere, right? Move it. No. I can make this a little smaller. And put that there and there. And then he fits. Okay. So what I would do now is on Cameo is just go to Send. And it comes in with all of these things. See all these little lines here? Those are the cut lines. We don't want all of those things to cut. We just want the outer edge of our sticker to cut. So I'm going to grab everything again. And over here I'm going to say Cut Edge. And now all it's going to do is cut the edges of each one of these stickers perfectly like that. And so we have a page of stickers. My machine's not attached right now. That's why it says unavailable. But let's go back over here now, and I'll just show you what to do with Cricut Design Space. If I was saving this for Cricut Design Space, well, the first thing I might want to do is to make a rectangle that is the size of what we can use in Cricut Design Space. So as you know, the highest or the tallest we can be is 9.25 inches. And then the width of what we can do is 6.75, and hit enter. So that's how much space I have over in Cricut Design Space. So what I would want to do then is just maybe grab some of these pieces. Whoops, I want to send this to the back. Right click, send to the back. And then grab some of these pieces and go ahead and put them on here, however many I can fit, because this is the size that we have available to us in Cricut Design Space. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me for Cricut Design Space. So what I would do is just go ahead and get rid of this piece right here, because that was just a sizer, so we knew how big to make it. And grab all of these guys right here, and then go to File, Save Selection, because I don't want to save this box. I just want to save what I've selected to my hard drive. And I'm going to name these Easter Stickers 3, and I'm going to save it as a PNG and say OK. And I'm going to make the background transparent and say save. So now I'll open Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to go. Yes, okay. So I'm going to go to a new project. Upload an image, browse, Easter Chick or Easter Stickers 3, and say open. There they are, coming in just like that. I'll say complex, continue. They look really good. Continue and save. And now I'm going to insert these. And I'll need to resize this perhaps. 9.2, yeah, it looks like I will need to change this to 6.75. Okay. And then I should be able to do the print and cut. If you want to see where my offset is, let's come down here to the blank canvas, change its color to something else, and you can see how these are going to cut. Just like that. So that's how easy it is to do this in Cricut Design Space. I will go ahead and make it. That's what's going to cut, or print I should say. I'm going to send it to my printer. And there it is. I don't have my printer loaded with sticker paper, so I'm just going to print it on regular paper. So this will print, and when it's done printing, I'll meet you here again. Okay, so as you can see, this is already printed, and I've already cut it actually on my Cricut machine. I unfortunately used a new green mat and the standard grip, and I probably shouldn't have with this cardstock because it was a newer mat, so I'm afraid some of these things are going to get stuck. But you can see how perfectly that worked. Made nice offsets around everything. I'm able to just take these right off of here, and if it was sticker paper, the whole thing would be cut and they would be ready to go just like that. Aren't they super cute? I think they turned out really, really cute, but I'm scared of taking them off this because I don't want to mess up my mat, so I'm doing it very slowly. So that's it. I did have one issue with this one cutting out the word holly weird, and I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong over there, so I'm going to have to go back and look and see what technique did I use to put the word holly. Did I forget to group something or whatever, because it did go through here and tried to cut that word out. Okay, but otherwise everything else worked beautifully. So I'm quite happy. So you can see this is really truly easy with Cricut Design Space to use that software to make really cool stuff. I mean, let's look at these right on top of this, my new pencil case, just so you can see a better view, probably with a better color. Look how pretty they are. I mean, they turned out really nice. And you could make these offsets. You could make sheets and sheets of sticker paper in a heartbeat over there. So let's look back up at my screen one more time. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And so if I wanted to, what I could do is, I'll get rid of this thing. I could just make a whole sheet, if I preferred, of these little Happy Easter stickers, you know. I could just make a whole sheet of them, maybe make them a little bit smaller each, because that's a little largish. The ones that I have down below that you can see. And maybe I just want to make a series of them. And put him here. Actually, maybe I should just duplicate these so that everybody is the same size. Okay, so what I could actually do is come over here to the replicate panel that looks like this, and I could tell it to replicate rows and columns down or whatever I would like. So if I grab all of these, I could say to replicate it like that, maybe like that, but I don't think I'd really want it like that. So anyway, you can just play around with this and replicate these things and get them to fit nicely, as many as you can. Obviously these won't fit because they're outside of the red line. And then all you would simply do is you could just adjust these like this, you know, twirl them around, see if you can get another couple to fit in here so that they don't go outside of the red line, so as not to waste your sticker paper. So I control this one probably and put him, her, it, maybe there. Oh yeah, I could move that one down. And then I could continue doing that. But let me just show you again. For this program, all you would do is go to send, and there they are. It's already on cut edge, as you can see. Just cutting around the edge. Of course, I'd print them first and then cut them. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video today with me. If you have any additional questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I usually try to answer all of those questions to the best of my ability. Thank you again so much. I love you guys. I really appreciate your being here. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.